All right, Ryan with Fight Game Analysis here, and today we got the honor and pleasure of having Charles Bad News Conwell with us.
Yes,
Charles is
sir.
26 years old, from Ohio, competed in the 2016 Olympic Games, now is a professional competing in the Junior Middleweight division, and currently ranked as the number one contender by the WBC. Charles, thank you so much for being here with us, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
So I just wanted to start off. First thing I want to do is say congratulations on that victory about a week ago. At this point,
Thank,
that was a nasty body shot you got him out of there with, man. I like that work.
thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, before we kind of go on with what's currently happening, I just want to back it up a little bit. I figured since the Olympics just wrapped up and everything, you competed in the Olympics. It was
Mhm.
a perfect opportunity to kind of touch on that a little bit. Now, you started boxing when you were young, right?
Yes. 11. I was boxing when I was 11 years old. Yeah.
11 years old, and you had a pretty successful amateur career. I got a list here, just probably a few of the accomplishments. 2015 USA Boxing Youth Male Athlete of the Year, 2015 National Golden Gloves Champion, 2016 Olympic Trials Champion, two-time USA Boxing Youth National Champion.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of talk over the years about the difference between the amateurs and the pros. Do
Yeah.
you feel like having that extensive amateur background and competing at that high amateur level adequately prepared you for the professional game?
Yeah. I said, I believe so. I think it gave me a lot of different trials and tribulations that helped me come over. And I think you face a lot of top athletes more so in amateur than you do in pro, especially at the beginning of your career. You face a lot of top level guys. And it's just like you said, just like a development game. You just get better skill wise, timing wise. You just develop it over the amateurs until you just transition over to the pros. So yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I hear people talk about is like I got to imagine that towards the end of your amateur career, the type of guys that you were fighting in that level of competition, that was probably actually higher than when you first turned pro for like your first 5, 10 fights, whatever, like that, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like you said, those guys I was facing at the end of my amateur career, were future world champions. You know what I mean, or future contenders. So, and when you face some guys like that in a professional game, it's usually on a when you're on your way to the world level or to the world championship levels.
Right. Right. No, it's always that. It seems like it's a back and forth because I compare like the system that we got here in America, where guys, they get invested in the amateur game, or there's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
other countries that do as well. But then you
Mm-hmm.
look at like Mexico, and it's like for the most part, man, they don't care about it, right? Like they're just
Yeah.
getting a few amateur fights, and then these guys are turning pro, and
Yeah.
they're racking off all of these. They're like learning on the job, right? Because they're
Yeah.
racking off all these professional fights, but they're fighting teachers, taxi
Mm-hmm.
cab drivers, you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like they're not out there fighting legit guys. And I was just wondering, do you think one way is better than another?
Yeah, I think so. I think if you go through the amateur rank, I think you get better development. I feel like learning on the job in the professional games, you risk your record, you
Mm,
risk being able to fight at the next level. If you lose early in your career, I feel like if you lose early in your career, it's kind of like a stagnant unless you make a major comeback. Instead of like developing in the amateurs, you can win, lose. It don't really affect you as much as it does in the pros. So I think developing in the pro game is way better, and especially if you start younger.
very true. Yeah, once you're in the pros, you're playing with fire, right?
Yeah, once you're in the pros, it's a business, so it's a whole different ball game.